titled Why America Must Prepare for a Decades-Long War Over Gun Control. And what got me started thinking on this was I was reading a piece by a Republican consultant, one of these guys who consults with, a Democratic consultant, consults with Democratic campaigns. And he was saying that people like me and elected officials, people like Congressman Pocan, should not be using the phrase gun control because that just triggers the people on the right. We should instead be talking about gun safety because everybody loves safety. Control, that's not such a happy word. I call BS. We absolutely need to control guns. There are two products that are sold in America today that, when used as directed, cause death: cigarettes and guns. And we need to control them both. Now, products have what you can call a life cycle or a product cycle that goes through a series of stages and sometimes quite predictably, particularly controversial or even deadly products like tobacco and guns. And we saw this with tobacco. Back in 1964, the U.S. Surgeon General came out and said tobacco's killing, 500,000 Americans a year. Actually, I think the number that they were looking at back then was a couple 100,000. But it was enough to get some action going. So what happened? The tobacco industry fought back. They started a movement they called the Tea Party. That was who started the first Tea Party, was the tobacco industry. And, no more government regulations. But within a couple of decades, you had restaurants going smoke-free, you had airlines going smoke-free, you had federal laws requiring airlines to be smoke-free. That was in 2000. I think it was 1997 was when Delta, the last airline to allow smoking, banned all smoking on national and international flights. So we fought this battle. We fought it in the newspapers. We fought it in the workplace. We fought it everywhere, and ultimately sort of won. Got the tobacco industry to stop marketing to children. I mean, but there were hundreds of small battles along the way. And what I want to tell you is this is how it's going to be with gun control. It's not going to happen overnight. There's nothing that's going to happen this year in Congress, even if we, reinstated the assault weapons ban, or even if we, did, comprehensive background checks and did away with the gun control. There's nothing that's going to stop these mass shootings. Not over the short term. It's going to take some time. And we have to be prepared for a long war because the NRA is. Harlan Carter, when he staged that coup in 1977 with the NRA, he knew what he was fighting for. Harlan Carter, he was the Wayne LaPierre of the 70s. When he was 17 years old, he murdered a 15-year-old, or killed. He was convicted of murder, and then he was acquitted later because they said the jury instructions were wrong. But he shot and killed a 15-year-old Hispanic boy that he thought had, with no evidence, had stolen a car. Turned out the kid hadn't, but he shot him anyway. Gut shot him with a shotgun. This was the guy who took over the NRA. He loved guns, and he sure knew what they could do in the hands of a pissed-off white boy. And that's where the NRA is at now. So get ready. This is not a battle we are going to fight and win in a year or a month. This is going to take a decade. But nonetheless, we have to engage in this. Lives are at stake.